Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Marvel Contest of Champions. Today we're going to be looking at Deadpool X-Force. Now, if you'd asked me about a month to 2 months ago, I would have said, this character is whack. It's absolutely shit. But, however, with the changes to willpower, this character actually becomes a little bit more interesting to use. Let's have a look at the signature ability. So, all attacks permanently bleeding the opponent was granted after poking enemies right in duodenum, guaranteed to cause bleed for 36.4% attack over 3 seconds. So the duodenum poke, the signature ability, actually is pretty effective. I've only got it on level 20. As you know, I awakened it in that crystal. So every time you hit, you're going to cause a bleed. Now the opponent in arenas, before say the willpower changes, you would notice that it wouldn't really make much of a difference unless you were hitting that special 3 or special 2. But really, if you had the signature ability, you were going to find that your enemy was going to regen and heal against any bleed attack you were putting in. Especially if it was stackable, which, you know, with a lot of things nowadays, everything is stackable. But the best thing about it is now things have changed. So say if you're not familiar with the details of the specials, then I'll just list them out. So 100% chance on special 2 to inflict bleed, dealing 215% of your attack as direct damage over 4 seconds. Again, very effective. Chance to inflict bleed, dealing 235% of your attack as direct damage over 3 seconds. And then the passive ability is dropping below 31% health, grants a burst of 54% power. This can be very effective in use. Now if you couple this with, say, your mastery setup, and we'll just have a look at, just pop over to masteries and have a look at some of the new ones, because I don't know if you're familiar with the new mastery setups, or, you know, maybe certain paths to go. Your bleed champions actually become a little bit more effective, especially if you look on things like not despair, but onto things like deep wounds, and then deep wounds leading on to assassin. These are very effective for certain champions, and putting extra padding, especially into deep wounds, I think deep wounds would be better. It means that it's more effective for characters with things like labyrinth coming up, and, you know, things that using debuffs on power gain. So you're looking at your Hawkeyes. Having that extra padding to that character can be really effective for your playing style. So what we'll do is we'll just get into some gameplay with Deadpool X-Force and just see how he kind of operates with the duodenum poke, because I have this at 3-star and he's very effective. But 4-star, I've not used him so much in awakened ability. So the best thing to do is kind of test him out in a kind of a questing form. So let's put him in on his paces. So just before we go into battle, I just want to have a quick look at this synergy team. So at the moment, I've got at the top, as you know, Deadpool X-Force, which gets 25% crit damage bonus there for all champions, and that's using the rivals synergy. And going down, I've put in a Storm, which generates a all champions perfect block, chance 5% using Storm and Cyclops. Cyclops himself gets a mutant agenda level 3, which is all mutants gain 12% special attack damage, which again is very effective. I've put Spider-Man in order to add some extra crit damage and some armor buff, and then obviously the rivals 25%. So it's a good critting team. There are better teams, but it's just kind of giving you some options about, you know, maybe potentially what you want to put it into. It doesn't always have to be usage of all things mutant. You can mix it up a little bit, especially if you're planning to use this team. Depends if it's a lead character that you plan to use for every single battle, or you'll be needing other champions of different class and type. So here we go against a Miss Marvel. Now we've hit in, and there's where you can see the bleed is going down and taking down the opponent. Now this can be very effective to then hit in and then swipe back away from danger. So the enemy is taking damage from that bleed. And you can allow it, it doesn't stack, which is a bit disappointing, but still, as you can see, it's taking down the enemy Miss Marvel. Now she gets kind of a poison immunity, so it's not the end of the world for me because it's bleed and she's not immune to bleed. Other characters that are immune to bleed, you'll find like your Colossuses, you'll find other characters as well that, you know, you'll find it difficult sometimes to bleed them, like Vision, for example. So hitting the L2 and then they're bleeding 258 every single time, and that's that 3-4 seconds that we're talking about. I'm not sure if that increases by any kind of length of time. I don't think it does. But as you can see, what you can do is you can just hit in and take a step back. The downside is, as you can see, we'll get down to 30-odd%. There you go. There's hitting the power gain, and then we kind of get that. We get that back up again. So it's good for the power gain, and you know, it's good. It's a good character for the bleed, the duodenum poke. But they could make this character still a little bit better by giving it a bit of regeneration. I think that's one thing that, and they have made it a lot better. The character is a lot more effective to use, and is a hell of a lot better when it's awakened, I must say that. So, final thoughts on the character. Yes, really decent character. Duodenum Poke seems a lot more effective now than it was with the prior to the willpower changes. Like I said, try and have a look at those synergies and try and have a look at those masteries. But let me know in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you think we should this character would be a lot better with regeneration and people would really like this? Do you think that it's improved enough and therefore is a good character? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching this video. I've been RichTheMan. Take Thor's hammer, smash it down the like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And as always, I shall catch you on the flip side. Bye bye.